Vicky Pattison was on a night out with best pal dubbed Mr Newcastle before he collapsed after taking drugs. Geordie Shore star Vicky, who shared pictures from their last evening together, paid tribute to popular bar boss Paul Burns after his death on June 1, saying she took solace the pair spent his last night together. Yesterday a coroner ruled the adored club boss died after taking MDMA on June 1 after celebrating a pal's birthday with Vicky, who shared a snap from their last night together on Instagram. Earlier this year on Loose Women, Vicky said she left the bar boss to go clubbing before heading home. Paul, who had a heart as big as a lion and was much loved in Newcastle, later collapsed in the street. Vicky later said she sensed something was wrong on June 2 and it has taken her a long time to recover. At the time she wrote, "The only solace I can take from this is that I spent your last night with you and all of our best friends, and you knew how much we loved you. How important you were to us and how you kept us together as a group. I never met a more selfless person. Some of the best moments of my life I shared with you and the lasses. I do not want to accept that you won't be at my wedding." Speaking about that night on Loose Women in September, Vicky said, "We had all been out for a night out and we'd made him a little makeshift birthday as I'd missed his. I'd been in South Africa. He was over the moon. I remember coming home and actually tweeting, 'I've got the best friends in the world, I'm so lucky.' Looking back, I feel like I was given that one last night, just as like a gift." And then the next day, Paul's famous for loving a night out but never getting a hangover. He never struggled. Even if he had the wildest night out, the day after he'd be the one in the group chat straight away making you laugh. When we didn't hear from him, we became concerned, and that quickly became suspicious. We tried to find out who he'd been with the night before after he left us and went clubbing. Concerns grew between my friends. It was a phone call from one of our mutual friends, Emma, that he'd been found dead. His heart just stopped. Coroner Karen Dilks said in the early hours of June 2, Mr. Burns was seen by a member of the public sitting on a wall and appeared to be swaying with his head in his hands. A short time later he was seen lying unresponsive on the pavement, she said. Paramedics attended the scene and attempted to resuscitate him, but their efforts were unsuccessful. She said a toxicology report confirmed the presence of MDMA, also known as ecstasy, in his system. Ms. Dilks told the hearing that the concentration of the drug was high in relation to the typical concentration in recreational users. She said in the absence of any other findings, the cause of death can be attributed to the effects of MDMA. A statement from Detective Sergeant Richard Anderson confirmed that inquiries by Northumbria Police found there was nothing to suggest any third-party involvement in Paul's death, no suspicious circumstances and no link between Paul's death and any other death. Ms. Dilks said, "Given the evidence I have heard today, it's clear Paul Burns had no natural disease that could explain his death. The only significant finding was that of the toxicological findings of the level of MDMA. The conclusion I must report is that it was a drug-related death."